Where's the original? There it is. So I've kind of posted those up to you in the wrong order. So read the second one first and then go to the first one. But that will like describe what they're doing about the government, and it just sounds so good. Like I'm really happy actually with that direction. It sounds really cool. So, alright, so the first one was talking about the nobility, the monarchy government type, and then the second one's talking about the republics. So, for example, you have choices. Feudalism versus autocracy, so if you're a feudal, you get more income from your vassals. If you're autocratic, you get more unjust demands. And then at some point you earn like reformation points, or reform points. I don't know exactly how those work, that needs a little more description. But once you get, I think, 100 of them, you can then choose the next step, which is hereditary nobility. So you can choose to enforce privileges, which is plus 15% manpower, or quash noble power, which is plus 10% tax modifier. So it's just really cool. You can kind of pick and mix what abilities you want government to have. And I suspect you can reform a choice you've already made. I don't know about that particularly. Like the early ones are fairly binary, it's just one or the other, but the later ones get a lot more interesting. So I think they've actually done a better job with the Republican ones. And like all of these numbers are due to change, by the way, so don't think any of that is like fixed. So for instance, federalism versus unitarianism versus confederacy for the republics. You can have provincial governments minus 25% state maintenance. You can have administrative divisions, which gives you 5 more states. Union of states plus 10% global trade power, or the seizure of power, which is a feature they haven't actually talked about yet. So this is, yeah, I'm really excited actually about the government changes. They sound fantastic. What happened in the 30 minutes you've missed? You missed me talking a lot. Fighting a revolt over here, beating that, building a bunch more forts so that I can try and get my land tradition up a bit more. And that is pretty much it. Like, we're waiting for our manpower to go up, which has been problematic. And we are also trying to burn off some aggressive expansion. I'm going to continue doing the easy conversions, I think. States demand provinces. Damn it, clergy. Fact. I can give you land in Africa now, can't I? Here, have some cows. Oh, you're probably not a state. What about that one? Nope, not a state. Alright, never mind. Then the other thing I wanted to do was economic map mode. No, it's trade regions. Here we go. I need to go through and double check what trade areas I've got going. You've been converted, so go ahead. You have not been converted. You have not been converted. Have been. Have not. Have. Have not. 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 I can't do these because I stupidly stated them. Can I unstate them? I can unstate them, so I've just wasted a bunch of admin. But I do actually want to have these as trade areas. Trade companies. Those are not yet converted. There is a lot of stuff here to convert. And then you. Okay, and then over here. I don't actually own this territory, so never mind. Right, so we've got as many trade companies as we can. That might actually give me a little bit more control over the Indonesia area. It did. Does that give me another merchant? No. Must have at least 51% of the province trade power. Province trade power, okay. Lost a claim on a province. CB against France is gone. And uprisings in Canada, which frankly they should be able to deal with. They have a lot of troops over there. Right, I was trying to give the church some more power, wasn't I? I mean, really any of these. Oh, they've already been given away. Don't want to give those away, those are worth a small fortune. You're only an 8. There you go. There you go, clergy, you can have Tyrone. An alliance from Tidor? I don't think so, you're an OPM over in Indonesia. How much of the world does Scotland control? A fair amount. We control the UK, most of the Americas, though still being fought over. We're working on South America. Quite a lot of Africa is ours. Though South Africa is actually Castellan, except for Zosa, which is ours. And Indonesia, Australasia we're also working on. So we're spreading pretty nicely. The biggest problem, though, is my manpower. I mean, admittedly, I'm trying to increase my armies to full strength. We're still a fair... Actually, we've done fairly well on catching up on the force limits. And I also need to build more forts. That's the other thing. In fact, one thing I should definitely do is over here, where we're building the foundry, we should probably put a fort over there too. You need to be upgraded. The other thing I would like to do is build some more manpower increases. Not really worth it in any of those though. Successful raid of treasure fleet, we gained 135 of the 288. Good. Another colony is self-sustaining. My recruiter has died. Does that give me a colonist? It does not. I think that was Michigan. That was Michigan. And with that, I'm going to say I'm happy enough for you to expand at your own will. We've also taken over a bunch more land from Castile, I've just noticed. Like all of this used to be Castellan. Not anymore. So can I provoke any more fights? Go to the colonies. No. No. Yes. Caribas and the Castellan Brazil... Oh, that's trade protection. I really want you to take out Caribas, so go ahead and do that. Nova Scotia could. Against Castellan Canada. Do it. Nova Lothian? No. Central Nova Scotia. Annoyingly cut... Oh, they probably have a truce. Because I'm pretty sure that they were fighting Mexico. I do tend to be pretty aggressive with my colonies, like I'm constantly making them pick fights. I mean, I'm the UK, if any of their colonial overlords enter the war, great, I'll just blockade them. I have a silly number of ships, also I need to hire my new recruiter. You are not one of the guys that I can get for cheap. National Manpower Modifier, yes please. Awesome, that helps. Also, is there anything else I can be building? Yes, I could build a thing in Zeeland, please do. Counting houses. There are a couple of places where counting houses would be pretty effective, actually. Do something like that. Cathedrals. Much the same. Oh, these are just upgrades. Yeah, go ahead and do that. Can't build any more dry docks. Shipyards? Oh, we can build shipyards though. Do I want to use a build slot on this? Actually, these are places that already have ships of some kind. Alright, so we've just spent 10 grand on buildings. Don't worry, we'll get that back pretty quickly. Do I have any loans? I rather doubt that I do. No. Good. France is building a spy network. Gain a core in Tanga. You are improving relations with the allies. That's fine. I'm not going to fall into the trap of doing more states. I do wish there was a way of saying, like, turning off, I'm not interested in this state. Just turn it off. That'd be quite nice. Right, a lot of my merchants are actually being extremely inefficient right now. You're one of them. You're one of them. Because I was trying to confirm for the Thessalocracy. Can't actually do that until you've finished maritime. So we could definitely go and earn some more money. Goa. Goa's that low? Oh, I need to send you some support. Same as Ceylon. So both of these could do with some naval support. Ah, we might not be able to station ships out there. You... I'm doing Malacca. There's already a Malacca fleet, so I don't... Let's have you two just merge up over here for a second. I'll spend a little while getting my trade sorted out again, because I mistakenly tried to do the confirmed Thalassacracy last time, and it did not work. So you are Malacca. Please protect trade in Malacca. Although, we already have a really strong... Well, actually, 32%. It's not as strong as I thought. Never mind. What are you doing? You are privateering Lubeck. Wait, you're privateering Lubeck? Why? I pull trade from there. Don't do that. That's silly. Can we protect trade in Goa? Oh, we can do it in Ceylon. That's interesting. Although all we'd be doing at that point is pushing the trade from Ceylon. Oh no! We can pull it over into Aden, where I then capture it. Yes, you guys are definitely going to Goa. Awesome. Oh, sorry. Ceylon, not Goa. Even better. Ceylon. Not worth a huge amount, but this is going to be trapping money from potentially Bengal, which is worth tons. You are protecting trade in Aden, so you should probably be named as such. Do we have an Aden already? We do already have an Aden. So you and you should be here. And then you are currently parked up, not doing anything, so I think I'm going to send you to Ceylon as well. And you should merge up with the named fleet there. So you guys are the Aden fleet. You continue protecting trade in Aden. Good. And we can do some more converting. Zimbabwe. Now, we have 2 more merchants. Where do we wish to send them? I mean, I'd quite like to send one to Bengal just to start pushing money forwards. I think I will. Not particularly worthwhile elsewhere. What about the Americas? I mean, most of the money should be being pushed into the Ivory Coast, where I then capture it regardless. None of these nodes are particularly valuable. Mexico's not doing badly. We could afford to capture more in Mexico. Although, I'm also not too averse to my colonies getting rich off of it, so that's fine. So South Africa we don't need because it all gets pushed around automatically. Most of the money from Zanzibar is being pushed out, that's fine. All of your money is being... Actually, it's not all being pushed forwards. We need to have a merchant here. Because quite a lot of it is just being captured right now. Grant export licenses. National tax modifier Burqa loyalty goes down, or Burqa loyalty goes up. We gain legitimacy, which we don't need. Privileges have to be earned. Let's have that loyalty. Now, can I exploit aforementioned loyalty of the Burqas? For, you know what, grant New World Chart... No, that would screw that up, never mind. Diplo support would be a good one. Let's do that. You're only 1% away from being happy, so I don't care. Could also demand admin from you. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. St. Louis is also gone. Oh, hello. The steady supply of Indian cottons has begun to result in some big changes in European cloth consumption. Muslins, calicos and other cotton cloths are being sold at higher and higher prices in the European markets. That's good, because I think I produce a fair amount of cotton. I mean, we have some... Actually, no, this is not our cotton. So, no, we don't actually produce much cotton. We have a little bit from the colonies, but that's it. We could well do with... We really do need to go after India at some point soon. I think I want to claim Aden first, and then we'll go after India. Because remember, because of our really high mercantilism, we're getting a plus 50% bonus to all provincial trade. So if we have provinces there, we're getting like 50% more use out of them for trade. So building little kind of enclaves of Scotland around the world and using those to push trade forwards is a good thing. Also, actually, we already have a pretty good control over Aden because we have some ports nearby. We don't have any ports in India. We need some, so that I can station my ridiculous trade fleets there. Quarantine. Yeah, I think it's coming time that we pick a fight with India. Probably Vijayanagara, because I want to control the coastline. So I can also set up a trade company there. Oh, another colony. So Scottish Brazil should be forming soon. And at that point, I'll also need to have a name for it. Southern Nova Scotia? Southern Nova Scotia. We can get maritime. I think we can probably afford to do that. Then the next level is the lovely, lovely plus 50% naval force limit, which I really want. Look at the mighty Ulm, it's huge. Yeah, Ulm's done well. They've absorbed a fair bit over here. I think that's mostly because Bohemia's been swaying the balance of power, and Verden's been... Actually, Verden's doing quite well. Verden's basically crawled into the skin of Denmark and Pomerania and Lübeck. Oh no, Lübeck still exists. Who's this? This is Mecklenburg, who I used to play with. Like, when I first started doing EU4, Mecklenburg was one of my first, like, favourite nations. Because they could get the events which allowed them to get the Hansa. Before the Hansa was a thing. Was that EU3? That might well have been EU3. Anyway, conversions. So one thing which has occurred to me is I probably haven't converted all of the trade zones here. I don't own you. I don't own... In fact, I've done a terrible job of conquering the trade stuff down here. You are Anglican. Hello. You are not. You need to be converted. And we are in the process of coring Mombasa right now. Okay, cool. And Nova Scotia jungles. So how many troops does Vijayanagara have right now? Not many at all. Gosh, that's tempting. Do it. Alright, so we're going to get the 60,000 that we have over here, and probably the 60,000 that we have here. So I'm going to need both of my transport fleets in action over there. So you're going to need to sail over. I think... Do I want to keep my... No, my minions over here are now big enough that I don't think I need to worry particularly about protecting that area. So we're going to ship our forces over to here, and we're going to use Indonesia as our springboard. That's another colony here. There it is. So I think I was going to call this Southern Nova Scotia. Or South Nova Scotia it would really be. And there it is. And then Nova Scotia we will immediately go to, and we will say, yo, buddy! Do you want some money? Not a gift, I want a subsidy. There we are. We'll do this for 50 years, and we're going to give you 20 a month. There you go. Have some cash. Build some buildings. Get rich. More importantly, build an army. And then go and conquer Spanish Brazil. Don't do it, Mordred. The colours will clash. Well, that's kind of the point, is I want to eradicate their colour. This is all going to be my colour. New idea. We can get Grand Army, which is another 20% force limit. Which would be nice. I mean, we're still 6 years away. So, sure. Do it. Oh, we are so close to finishing offensive. And when we have offensive, we can get letters of marque. Oh, the next two ideas for both of these are really important. I'm not focusing anything right now. I'm actually getting a lot of technology. My 553 ruler, Elizabeth I, no wonder, doesn't hurt with that. After all, she does have a mind and stomach of a king and a king of Scotland. No, yeah, the mind and stomach of a king and a king of Scotland too. She's a Stuart, not a Tudor. She may have the body of a weak and feeble woman, but she has the mind and stomach of a king, and a king of Scotland too. That's a quote, by the way. Okay, so these armies need to start moving up, so we can get you into position. If you're drilling, go ahead and continue doing that. France declared war on Cajamarca. Cool. And Vizianga no longer considers me a rival. No! I was going to use this as a way of getting power projection. Damn it! Oh well, I still have imperialism on them, so we can still conquer them. Also, I have a free colonist, which I should really be using. Aha! These ones finished. Which is the one with the trade spot? One of these was an inland centre of trade. Oh, it was you. I already got you. Oh, cool. Right, what's just worth the most then? Yeah, you're worth a 4. I'm already colonising you. That's a 4, but I can't reach you. Okay. We are now entering La Plata. Which means that... Actually, hang on. Oh, you're colonising this. Okay. So you're stealing the centre of trade from La Plata. I think I want to go specifically after La Plata. So we're going to let Brazil just colonise up here, then I think we're going to start another one, which is La Plata down there. So are any of these particularly wealthy? Oh no, they're already taking the coast there. Oh, these aren't Arctic. Really? Interesting. So we're going to send a colonist there. Another one is self-sustaining, Castro. Awesome. So we'll recall you. And you. So I get my 2 other colonists, and we're just going to go all out in taking this area. Just take this entire coastline. So that we can get La Plata kick-started. Nova Scotia's declared war on Huron. I'm totally fine with that. Oh, that bit. Yeah. Awesome. Castellan Canada is in trouble. France is no longer embargoing me. They've seen what's happening. Do I have a navy? I do. Does Vizianga have a navy? Nope. Not one that's worth a damn anyway. Nova Scotia Lakes is a great name. I thought so. Nova Scotia, United States of Nova Scotia Lakes, Central Nova Scotia, Nova Scotia Isles, South Nova Scotia, I'm going to need to have another name, like really far south of Nova Scotia or Antarctic Nova Scotia. There you go. Although that's not really Antarctica, is it? That's still South America. Can I rename trade companies? I can, can't I? I can't click on it to interact with it, though. There is a way of doing it. I'm pretty sure. It's in the trade, isn't it? Click here, you click on there, there it is. Oh, you can't rename it, though. They even give you a text box, as if you can click on this. Well, that's disappointing. Anyway, so we've got, what, 90,000 men coming in? Is that going to be enough to take out the Indians? I think I would quite like there to be one more stack. Let's go and grab these two, then I'll be happy. Yeah, that'll do. Text box bait. Yeah, exactly. Raiding treasure. Ah, we can purchase a new ability. So we can get Liberty, Desire, and Continent. Same continent subjects. Pointless. Ignore coring distance. Not bad, but I don't really need it at this point. Global naval engagement. Plus 20%. Just to double down on our fleets being ridiculous. Force march costs no power. Also not a terrible one. Though that was more of a thing when I was playing as the Mamelukes and it was all contiguous. Liberty, Desire from subjects development. Oh. Because I suspect that is going to significantly reduce the Liberty, Desire of my colonies. Which is getting kind of high.